Welcome, Cancer. This is your weekly Teroscope reading for July the 11th through to the 17th, 2016. My name is Tilly, and this is Tarot with Tilly. And before we begin, thank you. Thank you so, so much for all of your support, your loving energy that you send my way each and every day. I truly do send it right back at you, hoping for all the greatness and abundance to be forever yours in your path forward. So now let us start your reading. We do have a transformation card. It's right smack dab in the middle, crossing over the Knight of Wands, the Tower. The thing I saw was your first card, though. And your first card is the World. Now, last week you were probably expanding your horizons through your thoughts, what you could do, what you could accomplish, new ways of approaching things. And so now we have the World card, which is our first card, which is telling us that we have really come full circle in our lessons, in gaining knowledge, in gaining wisdom in order to go forward. Now, this card represents a few things that need tidying up, loose ends that need to be finished with. We don't want to take the old baggage into the new path. So this week is a lot about cleaning up that old baggage, tying up those loose ends, so that we can go forward. We can go forward with the strength, with a bounce in our step. We have the Knight of Wands crossing over the Tower. Like I said, here's our transformation card. Now, the Knight of Wands is one where we look back. So, and we have another card towards the weekend that really represents the same kind of energy. This one allows us to look back in time, to reminisce, to understand what we went through, yes, but the wisdom that we took away from it. Now, it could have been when we were 5, when we were 10, when we were 20, so on and so forth. It may not be the same world today if we were to look at it through new eyes, new understanding. You know, so often we can look back in time and we say, why didn't I do this? Because none of that would have happened. Why didn't I have that conversation? Why didn't I put myself in that situation? And that is actually your wisdom, knowing that that conversation would have made a difference. Putting yourself in that situation would have made a difference. And it allows you, with the Tower card, to break free of old rules that no longer apply in your life. Ones that we subconsciously live our lives through because we never reevaluated that rule that we made when we were small, when we were young, when we were naive. And so we might rewrite the rule. We may throw the rule away. We may edit it slightly. But in essence, we learn something about ourselves and our empowerment and how to go forward by looking into the past and understanding the wisdom that we now hold in order to go forward into your future. Now, this one is really about using it in the next days, weeks, months. So, Spirit, God, your angels, the universe wants you to have that wisdom up front in your consciousness so that you react right away to the wisdom, the newfound wisdom that you have. And you don't make the same mistake or the same error, or you don't bother to have that conversation, or you don't bother to put yourself into that situation, because upon reviewing a past, you realize where you need to go forward, where you need to step up your game, where you need to assert yourself, where you didn't assert yourself before. And on the other side, we have the Hierophant, which is all about our spirituality and finding our balance through spirituality. So meditation and prayer, and through meditation and prayer, being alone with our thoughts, quiet walks through nature, that's when we can tap into our yesterdays, review our yesterdays, and understand the wisdom that comes. And through that wisdom also comes a balance, an understanding of how to go forward in a balance. Our underlining energy is the Strength card. So expect to be powerful this week. Expect to be strong this week. Claiming your own personal power or freedom, or wanting your liberation and going after it. I think you will feel more like you deserve it this week than other weeks throughout the year. I think this will be a very strong week for you to feel your own self-confidence, your own worth, your own value. And then we have the Queen of Wands, which is the diplomat. And she overrides the whole reading. So we have the diplomat's energy. We have the Queen of Wands energy, the judge, to go forward with. Now, when she makes a decision, it's usually a long-term, strong decision that's going to last a long time. And you never want to knee-jerk these kind of decisions. Obviously, there will be decisions to be made this week. Or maybe towards the weekend, maybe into next week. But right now is when you are asking the qualifying questions. This week is when you gather the information. Now, you could be making the decision this week because she is the decision maker, she is the judge. Or you could be gathering it to come to a conclusion, to come to a decision in the following days. So she is a strong, she's a creative, beautiful energy to have. And when you make a decision with her energy, you never look back on it. It's right, it's true, because you've done the research. You have strategized. You have asked the validating questions. So you know exactly what you are basing your decision on, rather than just making a decision to slip it under the carpet. We have the Three of Pentacles, which is hard work. This isn't a time to take shortcuts. This is a time to put your best foot forward, even if it doesn't seem like anybody is watching. You also hold the paintbrush to your portal here, so this is where we can get creative in what we want to do, where we want to go. So allow those thoughts to continue. Grow those thoughts, grow those expectations. And then we have the Two of Cups, which is starting to bring in, probably midweek, new experiences, new paths opening up to you. It could be new people coming into your life. Absolutely. If you are looking for love, midweek is probably a time when you would probably meet somebody. Yeah. Yeah, I would think that would be the strongest, maybe in work. But getting out with other people, socializing, that could be part of it. So if you're looking to meet somebody, get out there and socialize. Have fun. But in a general reading, I would read this more as new paths opening up, new ideas being formed, new partnerships being made, new best friends coming in, and going towards new paths, absolutely. Now, as we get towards the weekend, we have the Four of Swords. Now, the Four of Swords has been pretty popular so far in the readings. So we could feel our energy starting to dissipate here. We could feel like we need a rest. So make sure that you are not burning the candle at both ends. Make sure that if your body is telling you to quit, to lay down, lay down. It's important for your health, absolutely. It's important for your well-being to get the rest. This is also a card of meditation, prayer. So be alone with your thoughts. Talk to God, your angels, your spirit guides, the universe. Ask for guidance. Ask for a clear path forward. We have the Six of Cups and the Ten of Swords coupling with that. Now, the Six of Cups is the other card that sometimes we go into the past. Now, first of all, with the Six of Cups, love yourself. Know that you are deserving. Let your inner child out. Be free. Enjoy life. Enjoy the moment. But part of it takes you to the past. Now, when this card shows up, sometimes your past knocks on your front door. They friend you on Facebook. They make contact with you to bring you back to that period of time. You might pass somebody in the street and they look a lot like somebody you knew 20 or 30 years ago. That's the kind of energy that takes you to the past. It's a solid reminder of something that you walked through. And once again, to attach yourself to the wisdom, because you're going to need the wisdom going forward. Now, that wisdom comes more through messages, so it comes more through actual meditation and prayer. Now, with the Ten of Swords, and everybody fears the Ten of Swords, I love the Ten of Swords because it tells me that you have been through the worst of the worst, that the sun is now breaking through the clouds, that you are pushing yourself up, that you have the wisdom that you need. You've walked through the trials, the error, the sorrows, the chaos, the stresses, in order to gain the wisdom. And now you have that wisdom to go forward. And you put that wisdom that you have gained into a practical experience going forward. And for some of you, with the Four of Swords, it might enlighten you to where you give of yourself a lot. Being Cancer, where you give of yourself a lot, where there is never any payback or any thank you or, any kind of appreciation. And you might realize that within a relationship of yours, whether it's at work or through the home, the neighborhood, the community. A portion of you will come to understand certain people that have seemed like they are your friends, seem like they love you, but really they never kind of give back to you. And I think that might come about this weekend or going into next week for a few of you. Definitely a few of you. Not all of you, but definitely a few of you. For love relationships, we have the Five of Wands. This is getting out, socializing, especially if you are looking to meet somebody. Get out and socialize and have fun. Stay in the now and enjoy the moment. If you are in a relationship, this is more about your interworkings as a couple within the community, within the neighborhood, within the family, how the balance is there. Okay, there could be a little bit of a confrontation here. And I don't know why I'm really saying that. Maybe because the Tower is in the middle here. That you have to work through. Maybe it is opposing energies. Maybe you want to go forward in a certain way, and certain people that are close to you are saying you cannot do it for whatever reason. But you have this strength, you have this empowerment to lean on, to explain to them of how you need to go forward, why you need to go forward, what you want to create, and get them to buy into it. So choose your words. Know what you want to tell them. Understand how it will be received. This could be more involvement within the community for if you are especially in a couple relationship, or you could meet somebody through the community if you're not a couple. For work, career, finances, we have the King of Wands. There's an optimism here, and when there's an optimism, it usually is a beautiful omen that things are going to get better. So more money comes in, but I think through your high thinking. Okay, now you may be looking for educational opportunities. You may be looking to hone or grow your skills. That's one part of this card, but I kind of get this high thinking. That you can explain. Maybe you're creating something at work or within your career. Maybe you're designing a new team or a new task force, or maybe you're part of that task force. And really you have some fresh, sharp ideas that you want to share because they're right spot on. People are going to agree with you. People are going to embrace them. People are going to love them. And there's an optimism about you, of where you are going, of what you are accomplishing. Even if you are looking at growing your skills, and that's what this card means for you, there's an optimism that you are going to be the best of the best at the end of it all. What else do we have? Well, in spirituality, we have the Four of Wands. So that would really lean towards understanding your security, or how to build your security through meditation, through prayer. Understanding the alliances you need to make, the compromises you need to make. That would come through meditation, through prayer, through alone time with your thoughts. And then we have the Seven of Wands for health and well-being. This is where you may be making a declaration to yourself of how you want to go forward, how you want to enrich your life through health, through well-being. It could be new approaches, new ways of doing things, but this is the week where you say, I'm going to do this. And you make that declaration, you make that statement, maybe to yourself, maybe to others, but you're strong in your opinion of what you want to do to enrich your life. going forward. So the Seven of Wands there is really about standing your ground and explaining to other people how you are going forward. And this is in health and this is in well-being. It could be where you are disagreeing with a doctor, a care worker, or family, where they think you should be doing one thing and you want to do another. You're very strong. And remember, we have the Strength card there. You're very strong in what you know is best for you. Now, I would never openly say go against a doctor or a loved one unless you have concrete evidence, but the Queen of Wands allows you to think things through, to ask the qualifying questions, to do the research, to know your stuff, so that you're sure-footed with these arguments going forward. Until we meet again, remember, I do love you.